Welcome back all to On the Field, Off the Field, a podcast presented to you by asesportsllc, LLC. And I am your host, G Watts, aka G Dub, aka The Voice, coming to you live from Blythewood, South Carolina. It's currently 12:50 on a nice, cool and breezy Sunday afternoon. Definitely a beautiful day. Hanging out in the office. Definitely happy to be bringing you new content from On the Field, Off the Field. I hope everybody's been doing well. I hope you had a great week. And before we get started, just a little bit more about Ashe Sports. We are a startup sports consulting firm who looks to specialize in assisting athletes, as well as sports managers and sports organizations where needed, in navigating through the rigorous processes and procedures that come along with operating and competing in the sports industry. So if you feel like you can use some assistance, definitely reach out to us. We'll be happy to see if we can be of assistance to you. And we'll go ahead and get started. So in this particular episode, we want to talk about how to guide athletes through NIL deals. And as we know, NIL means name, image, and likeness. So for the most part, college athletes are seeing increased opportunities in being able to monetize their name, image, and likeness. Also, in some states, high school athletes are now having the same opportunities as well. Now, with that, you want to keep in mind that all states do not allow high school athletes to use their name, image, and likeness to earn compensation. Right now, it's about 39 states that allow it. But you should note that the exact number of high school associations allowing NIL is still somewhat hazy. And that's because of limitations with some activities and some states still pending legislation as well. So now, when we're talking about guiding athletes through NIL deals, of course, we want the brands who are signing these athletes to have fair inclusions in these deals as well. But from my side, as I said, we look to support or focus mainly on the athletes. And I think athletes as a whole have less guidance and representation in general when it comes to these NIL deals. And now there are programs out there such as the NCPA or the National College Player Association. And there are some lawyers who practice in college sports advocacy. But I do believe that these organizations and these lawyers may not be accessible to every athlete based on certain factors such as location and cost of services as well. So one thing you want to think about is that in 2022, there were more than 520,000 student athletes on the collegiate level, and now with the addition of high school athletes, I just think that there are too many athletes for these organizations and these lawyers to kind of cover. So like I said, for some athletes, they're not accessible. So what we want to do here at Ashe Sports is we want to empower the athlete best we can to try to understand these name, image, and likeness deals. When you kind of engage into them, or if you have the opportunity to engage in one, you definitely want to make sure that you are protected all the way around in a variety of ways. So like I said, in this particular episode, we're going to go through how to guide athletes through these NIL deals and the main components that these athletes should look for when it comes to engaging into NIL deals. So now a little bit of history there. NIL deals, they did go into effect July 1st, 2021, after gaining momentum from a class action lawsuit that was brought about by former UCLA basketball player Ed O'Bannon. O'Bannon challenged the NCAA's use of the name, images, and likenesses of its former student athletes for commercial purposes. In his case, a district court judge, they did rule in O'Bannon's favor. And with that sparked widespread change in how the name, image, and likeness of former and current student athletes are utilized. And they created pathways for those same individuals to be compensated for use of their name, image, and likeness. So after that, even leading all the way up to 2024, new rules were set in place that removed restrictions on college athletes from entering into paid endorsements, other sponsorship deals, and also from using agents to manage their publicity. So, like I said, with the ever-changing environment in the NIL landscape, we here at Ashe Sports believe athletes and those who are in care of them should make sure that the athlete's best interest is the top priority when negotiating NIL deals. And that's because there are no federal laws set in place to govern them all across the board. So, and I believe about just over 30 states, including the District of Columbia, have written their own legislation when it comes to managing NIL deals, with the NCAA adding their own set of rules for compliance purposes. So with that, we're going to go over the main points for student athletes and the individuals who are in care of student athletes to consider when engaging in NIL deals. Number one, contract clarity. With this, you want to ensure the contract clearly outlines the terms, including the duration, compensation, and the expectations for the athlete. It's important to understand what is required of the athlete and what the athlete will receive in return. Number two, brand alignment. Consider whether the brand or product aligns with your values and your image as an athlete. Partnering with brands that match your personality and your image, you can enhance your reputation and avoid potential controversies in the future as well. Number three, you got exclusivity clauses. With this one, you want to be aware of any exclusivity clauses that may limit your ability to work with other brands or companies in the future. These clauses can affect your flexibility in taking on new opportunities, as you may not be able to work with multiple brands at one time. And there may be statutes against working with a new brand after a certain, amount of years after you're done with, say, your current brand. So definitely want to make sure you look out for any exclusivity clauses. Number four, compensation structure. Here, you want to understand how you will be compensated, and that's whether through cash, equity, brand products, or other benefits that they may be offering. And you want to ensure that the compensation is fair and reflective of your value and influence as well. Number five, we got legal considerations. When possible, you want to consult with legal professionals to review contracts and ensure your rights are protected as an athlete. And this is crucial for avoiding any potential legal issues and ensuring the agreement is in your best interest as well. Number six, you got tax implications. You want to be aware of any tax implications that come along with NIL deals. This is because income from these deals may be taxable. So it's important to plan accordingly and possibly seek advice from a tax professional or a guardian, someone you're close to who understands how taxes work. Definitely want to make sure you're paying Uncle Sam, being that the deals may be taxable. Number seven, we got impact on eligibility and compliance. For student athletes, they want to ensure the deal complies with any NCAA or other governing body regulations to maintain eligibility. And that includes understanding restrictions and reporting requirements when it comes to these NIL deals as well. Number eight, you got long-term implications. You want to consider the long-term effects of the deal on your brand and your career as well. You want to make sure that a short-term gain doesn't come at the cost of any other long-term opportunities that you may have or your overall reputation. All right, you don't want to do something in a short amount of time that may affect you in the long run, where you can't, earn off your brand from any other opportunities with NIL deals. Okay. And even past that, if you make it to the pro league, you definitely want to make sure you keep your reputation in check, because your reputation from college can follow you into the professional leagues as well. So, And here, last but not least, we have number 9, management and support. You want to determine if an agent, a lawyer, or a marketing professional is needed to help negotiate and manage any NIL deals. Having the right support can help you maximize the benefits of any NIL opportunities. You don't want to go into these particular deals without really understanding the ins and outs of it. And like I said, that's what Ashe Sports wants to do. We want to kind of empower the athlete to be able to do that. But if you aren't sure, if you feel like there's a lot that you don't understand, definitely reach out to an individual such as an agent, a lawyer, or a marketing professional, or definitely get with your school or athletic program to see if they have any assistance for you there as well. You definitely want to make sure you have the right people behind you to be able to manage these particular deals. And not only that, you want to be able to, you want to have individuals to help manage your path on and off the field. So you want people in your corner that's going to tell you the right things. They're going to say the hard things to you that you don't want to hear. They're going to do their best to keep you on a path that won't negatively affect any opportunities that you have in the future as a student athlete. So in conclusion, NIL deals are fresh, new, and exciting for athletes and athletic programs. Although it is important for both sides to understand how NIL deals are conducted. More specifically, athletes should understand how to protect themselves, how to stay within NCAA compliance as well as legal guidelines, and they should understand how to maximize their brand opportunities. Athletes, remember, the main points to consider when engaging in NIL deals are: number 1, contract clarity; number 2, brand alignment; number 3, exclusivity clauses; number 4, compensation structure; number 5, legal considerations; number 6, tax implications; number 7, impact on eligibility and compliance; number 8, long-term implications; and number 9, management and support. And with that, we'll go ahead and call it a wrap. But as we said earlier, if you are an athlete or you know an athlete who can use assistance with understanding the different components of NIL deals, feel free to reach out to us at Ashe Sports, and we'll be more than happy to see if we can assist you there. Information to all our social platforms are in the description box. You could use any of those channels to connect with us. All right. And this has been another episode of On the Field, Off the Field with me, your host, G Watts, aka G Dub, aka The Voice, signing off to you from Blythewood, South Carolina. Everyone take care, enjoy your week, and thank you for listening.